Have you ever wondered why some men over 60 seem to fall deeply in love with one woman, while another man of the same age becomes emotionally distant, controlling, or only interested in what he can gain? And what if the answer has less to do with romance and more to do with 5 powerful feelings that most people never see? Here's the mystery. Many women believe that after 60, relationships become simpler, less drama, less uncertainty, more honesty. But research on aging, psychology, and emotional attachment suggests something surprising. As men age, certain emotional needs often become stronger, not weaker. The question is whether those needs create genuine love or create opportunities for manipulation. Stay with me, because one of these 5 feelings is so powerful that it can predict whether a relationship becomes supportive and lasting or slowly turns into emotional dependence. Most people never recognize it until the damage is already done. To understand why this happens, we need to go back decades before retirement, before grandchildren, and before the golden years. Most people imagine the story actually begins in early adulthood, when researchers started studying long-term relationships in the United States during the second half of the 20th century. They noticed something fascinating. Many men were taught to measure their worth through achievement, status, and providing for others. Emotional expression often took a back seat. Psychologists observed that young men frequently learned to suppress vulnerability. Instead of discussing fear, loneliness, or insecurity, they focused on work, responsibility, and success. At first, this seemed harmless, but hidden beneath those habits was a quiet emotional debt that would accumulate for decades. The first feeling older men often seek is admiration, not shallow praise, not flattery. Admiration creates a sense that their life mattered. Think about the cause and effect chain. A man spends 40 years building a career, supporting a family, solving problems, and carrying responsibilities. Then retirement arrives. Suddenly, much of the external validation disappears. According to American retirement studies, many retirees report a significant drop in daily social interaction and perceived purpose within the first years after leaving the workforce. When a woman genuinely appreciates his experiences, wisdom, and contributions, that feeling can become incredibly powerful. But here is the twist. The same desire for admiration can make some men vulnerable to being used, and it can also tempt some men to seek admiration rather than authentic connection. That difference matters more than most people realize. Now, let's move into the 40s. This is where subtle changes begin. Health surveys across the United States consistently show increases in stress-related conditions, sleep problems, weight gain, and chronic health risks during middle age. At the same time, emotional habits become deeply ingrained. The second feeling starts developing here. Respect. Not fear, not obedience. Respect. Many men begin noticing that physical strength changes, energy fluctuates, career competition intensifies. The need to feel respected often becomes linked to personal identity. When respect is present, relationships feel safe. When respect disappears, resentment often follows. Researchers studying long-term marriages have repeatedly found that perceived disrespect predicts relationship dissatisfaction over time. But again, there is something hidden. Respect alone is not enough, because another feeling is quietly becoming even more important. Security. And this is where the story takes a surprising turn. Most people think security means financial stability. That's only part of it. The third feeling is emotional security. As people age, losses accumulate, friends pass away, family structures change, health concerns appear. Data from American aging studies show that loneliness affects millions of older adults and is increasingly recognized as a major public health concern. This creates a powerful emotional shift. Woman who provides emotional stability can become incredibly important. Not because she solves every problem, because she becomes a safe harbor during uncertainty. Yet, many people still don't understand what happens next. The real transformation often begins after 70. This is the stage most people ignore. Researchers Studying aging populations discovered something remarkable. Many older adults report that emotional well-being becomes more important than achievement, status, or material success. The priorities change, and that's where the fourth feeling emerges: being understood. Not judged, not fixed. Understood. After decades of life experience, disappointments, victories, regrets, and lessons, many older men want someone who truly sees them. This sounds simple, but it is incredibly rare. When a man feels deeply understood, emotional walls often begin to fall. Stories are shared, fears are revealed. Dreams that were hidden for years finally come into the open. But here's the danger: the desire to be understood can make someone overlook red flags, and that leads us toward the breaking point. The moment where everything becomes visible. At first, the relationship seems healthy, attention increases. Communication feels exciting. The connection grows stronger. Then small patterns emerge. Maybe one person begins controlling decisions. Maybe financial dependence develops. Maybe emotional pressure starts replacing genuine affection. The fifth feeling explains why. Significance. The feeling that someone truly matters. For many older men, significance becomes one of the strongest emotional drivers of all. If a woman makes him feel valued, important, and meaningful, deep attachment often follows. But significance can create two completely different outcomes. In healthy relationships, it strengthens love. In unhealthy relationships, it becomes a tool for manipulation. And this is where the fallout begins. Financial exploitation of older adults remains a growing concern across the United States. Experts estimate that billions of dollars are lost annually through scams, manipulation, and various forms of financial abuse affecting seniors. The pattern repeats: a person seeking admiration, respect, security, understanding, and significance becomes vulnerable when those needs are met artificially rather than authentically. The consequences extend beyond money. Health can suffer. Stress increases. Sleep quality declines. Social circles shrink. Independence weakens. And many seniors don't realize what happened until much later. Naturally, people try to fix the problem. Unfortunately, many turn to advice that no longer works. Some believe they should never trust again. Others think they must avoid vulnerability completely. Some convince themselves that love after 60 is impossible. Research suggests these approaches often create more isolation rather than protection. The goal is not building higher walls. The goal is building better awareness. So, what can you do today? First, pay attention to consistency rather than intensity. Genuine relationships grow steadily. Manipulative relationships often move unusually fast. Second, discuss important financial decisions with trusted family members, advisors, or professionals before making major commitments. Third, evaluate how a relationship affects your overall life. Are you becoming healthier, calmer, and more connected, or more isolated, anxious, and dependent? And here is the warning. Evidence consistently shows that emotional manipulation often appears before financial or lifestyle consequences become visible. If something feels off, do not ignore it simply because the attention feels good. The strongest relationships after 60 are not built on excitement alone. They are built on trust, respect, honesty, and emotional safety. But there is one question that researchers are beginning to explore more deeply. What happens when modern technology, online dating, and artificial intelligence start influencing these same 5 emotional needs among older adults? The answer may change how millions of seniors approach relationships in the years ahead. If you found this video valuable, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us continue uncovering the hidden truths that affect health, relationships, and life after 60. And if you're curious about the next surprising discovery that many seniors never hear about until it's too late, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video.